Yo, Cowboys fans and NFL enthusiasts, gather around because we have a massive update that has sent shockwaves through the entire NFL community. The kind of news that makes you pause, rewind, and double check if what you just heard is real. Today, we're talking about the jaw-dropping rumor that the Dallas Cowboys have signed none other than Shilo Sanders, the promising but controversial young defensive back whose name is synonymous with talent, pedigree, and drama. Before you go jumping to conclusions, stick with me because we're about to break down everything from who Shilo Sanders really is, how this rumor got started, the implications of such a move for the Cowboys organization, the reaction from fans and media alike, and what the future might hold for this tantalizing story that's got the NFL world buzzing. First, let's lay down the foundation. Who exactly is Shilo Sanders? You might know the name because he's the son of legendary Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, aka Prime Time, one of the most electrifying players in NFL history. Shiloh's journey in football has been one of high expectations, transfers, and relentless pursuit of his place in the NFL spotlight. He started his college career at South Carolina, then transferred to Jackson State, following closely in his father's footsteps, who took on the head coaching role there, and eventually landed at Colorado. Throughout his college years, Shiloh showed flashes of impressive athleticism, physicality, and an instinct for the game, playing predominantly as a safety and defensive back. Despite his lineage and flashes of brilliance, he wasn't selected in the 2025 NFL draft. Disappointment for many who believed his bloodline and skills would guarantee him a spot. However, not long after the draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers swooped in and signed Shiloh as an undrafted free agent, offering him a 3-year deal worth roughly $3 million. Pretty standard for undrafted rookies trying to make their mark. Like his father, Deion, openly praised Tampa Bay as a wonderful spot for Shiloh, suggesting a good environment for growth and development. But things didn't exactly pan out smoothly in Tampa Bay. In a preseason game, Shiloh was involved in a scuffle that resulted in him throwing a punch and getting ejected. This incident led to the Buccaneers releasing him, leaving Shiloh as a free agent and sparking questions about his discipline and readiness for the NFL's rigorous demands. Since then, Shiloh has been in a sort of limbo. He's had workouts with teams like the San Francisco 49ers, but no concrete contract has materialized. Interestingly, his rights have been listed by the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League, meaning he's on their negotiation list, but it's clear that Shiloh's heart and mind are locked on the NFL dream. Now, enter the rumor mill. Out of nowhere, headlines began to flash on social media, YouTube, and fan forums proclaiming that the Dallas Cowboys have signed Shilo Sanders, or sometimes the typo Shiloh Danders, which suggests either a rushed report or clickbait designed to pull in views and stir excitement. The NFL world reacted in shock. Cowboys fans lit up with excitement, some skeptical eyes squinted, and football analysts began weighing the likelihood of such a move. The question is there any truth to it? As of this moment, there is no official confirmation from the Dallas Cowboys organization, no transaction notices on the NFL's official channels, and no reports from credible insiders. So it appears this is a rumor, possibly fueled by fan wishful thinking, clickbait tactics, or early talks behind closed doors that haven't materialized publicly. But to understand why this rumor exploded so quickly, you need to appreciate the deep connection between the Sanders family and the Cowboys. So Deion Sanders himself has expressed in past interviews a fascination with the Cowboys organization, even hinting at coaching opportunities or affiliations in Dallas in the future. His sons, Shiloh and Shador, have both had public interactions with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, with moments that felt almost scripted, like promises of taking care of the defense or leading the offense someday. These interactions have fueled the imagination of Cowboys fans desperate for a new chapter in their franchise's storied history. And so when news of a possible signing dropped, no matter how unofficial, it lit a fire under social media. Imagine the marketing potential for Dallas, bringing in a Sanders, especially Shiloh, with his aggressive style and young talent, would be a story that sells tickets, drives TV ratings, and energizes the fan base. The media loves a good narrative. A Hall of Famer's son trying to carve out his own legacy, the tie-ins with the franchise's legendary status, the drama of redemption after a tough start in Tampa Bay, all packaged perfectly for a primetime audience. But from a purely football perspective, would signing Shilo Sanders make sense for the Cowboys? Depth at safety and defensive back is always a priority in the NFL. Injuries, fatigue, and matchup needs require teams to constantly shuffle their rosters and bring in talent who can step up or contribute on special teams. Shiloh's size, speed, and physical style could offer versatility, especially on special teams or as a rotational defensive back. However, his lack of consistent NFL experience and recent discipline issues present risks. Dallas would be betting on potential and pedigree rather than proven performance. From the team culture angle, there's always a balancing act when bringing in players with famous names and stories. Locker room dynamics can be impacted, either positively by the motivation they bring or negatively if expectations spiral out of control. The coaching staff's job would be to ensure Shiloh earns his spot through performance and professionalism, not just name recognition. If the signing is true, it could also mean that the Cowboys are thinking long-term, investing in a young player who, with proper guidance and experience, could blossom into a reliable contributor. The fan reaction to this rumor has been a roller coaster. On Reddit, Twitter, and fan forums. You'll find a mix of excitement, skepticism, and outright humor. Some fans are already picturing Shiloh patrolling the Cowboys secondary in a star-spangled uniform, ready to make highlight reel plays. Others are more cautious, remembering his preseason ejection and wondering if he's ready for the big stage. Media voices are similarly divided, with many reminding viewers that rumors are just that until the team officially announces something, while others speculate on the best and worst case scenarios. The consensus among professional analysts tends to lean toward caution. It's a long shot that the Cowboys would make a splash signing like this without clear on-field performance. And so what's next? Well, the possibilities vary widely. The rumor could simply fade away as clickbait or fan fantasy, leaving no real impact beyond a few viral videos and heated internet debates. Alternatively, the Cowboys could be quietly scouting or negotiating with Shiloh, waiting for the right moment during training camp or roster cutdowns to add him as a low-risk, high-upside player on their practice squad or even the active roster. Sometimes teams hold conversations behind closed doors that don't get public until the signing is official. If Dallas believes in Shiloh's potential, they may use him as a developmental project, hoping to harness that raw talent and polish it into NFL readiness. Another scenario is that the Cowboys could bring him in temporarily, perhaps for a tryout or a short-term contract during injury crises or roster gaps. This would make sense if the coaching staff wants to see how he fits within their defensive scheme and culture before committing long-term. It's also worth noting that even if Dallas doesn't sign him, Shiloh could still find opportunities with other teams or in other leagues like the CFL, continuing his journey and keeping the dream alive. At the end of the day, this story is a perfect example of how the NFL world operates today. Fast-moving rumors, viral headlines, fan passion, and the intertwining of legacy and opportunity. Shilo Sanders, whether signed by the Cowboys or not, remains a player to watch. His story isn't just about football, it's about proving yourself, overcoming setbacks, and chasing greatness under the shadow of a legendary name. For the Dallas Cowboys, who are always under the microscope and chasing their next big move, this rumor sparks hope and debate. illustrating the fine line between hype and reality. So what do you think? Should the Cowboys bring in Shilo Sanders? What would you be excited to see him in the blue and silver making plays and living up to the Sanders legacy? Or do you think this is just another fleeting rumor destined to fade away? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. If we get any official news, you can bet I'll be here breaking it down for you as soon as it happens. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on all things NFL and Cowboys. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Because in the NFL, the next big story is always just around the corner.